Hi, I'm John Malice. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Tuesday morning. Glad you're here. Today we're talking about a business, a nonprofit organization that has helped thousands of special needs children and veterans. 436-ME-TV option 11 is the telephone number to call in and weigh in if you want. Today's program sponsored by Sam's Suits and Tuxedos.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Hey, glad you're back on the program here on a Tuesday morning on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. A lot to talk about, I think, on this day because this is a very special business. You know, every Tuesday we try to focus on local business, but I'll tell you what, this is a very special place that has helped thousands of people in the last 5 or 6 years. We'll get into that in a moment. I want to talk about tomorrow's guest, and that is Doug Vagum will be here to talk about local politics and what's going on the city council specifically, and what's going on with Mayor Lee Brand, and also what is going on with Brooke Ashton. Did you see that article in the front page of the Fresno Bee today? We'll talk a little bit about that and a lot more with our guy, Doug Vagum, who knows where all the bodies are buried here in the city of Fresno and Fresno County. Okay, he does. Now, you'd have to, I mean, if he told us everything that he knows, he'd have to kill us. Anyway, that's Doug Vagum tomorrow. For now, you're watching us live on Comcast, channel 375 as usual. It's a live call-in program on Comcast, 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. And you can call in at 436-ME-TV, option 11. 43.6, 13.1 over the air with a broadcast antenna. And later in the day, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 13.6 YouTube. 8 o'clock tonight, 4.6 Biz TV. Those are the replay times. And then, of course, we're on YouTube after that. All right, talking about today's guest and today's topic, it is on business. And if you've read any of the reviews online, they are spectacular. Nothing but great things to say about this place. It's like one of the happiest places on earth besides Disneyland. And how wonderful and giving the founder and executive director is, him and his wife. I want to roll the videotape and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Excited to have this guest on my show today. The recipients, both children and military veterans, are reaping the benefits of this place. They love it so much they keep coming back for more. What is it? It's a 20-acre horse ranch in Clovis off of Highway 168 at Clinton and Fowler. And they offer hands-on experience with horses, riding them, cleaning them, feeding them, caring for them. It's the heart of the horse therapy. It's for those young children and veterans who have special needs physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially. The nonprofit founded by Guy and Carrie Adams gives alternative therapy for those in need. And of course, the interaction between humans and the horses brings a smile to many faces. A little boy with autism helped spark the idea for Heart of the Horse therapy. A little boy who visited one day and fell in love with the horses. Neither Guy or his wife have degrees in therapy, but I'll tell you what, they have degrees in people skills, they have degrees in compassion, and they are committed to helping others. Visiting a Heart to Horse or Horse Therapy Ranch in Washington helped them learn all about children with disabilities. Now, separate from that issue alone is the Vets Home. It's owned by Gallo Winery. Bob Gallo donated the ranch and a farmhouse that could be turned into a veterans home and mental facility. Roughly $26,000 has been raised so far of the $250,000 needed for that Vets Home. Back to the Heart of the Horse therapy, though, it has helped thousands of children and adults, along with veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, better known as PTSD. Live in our studio today, and I'm glad to have him, Guy Adams, the founder and the executive director of the Heart of the Horse therapy. His wife is not here. She's working. He's not. He's here talking to us. 436-ME-TV, option 11. This is one of those feel-good shows, my friends. It's a feel-good story with Guy Adams. You can call in today's program sponsored by Sam's Suits and Tuxedos out of Clovis.
There's nothing better than showing up to your next big event in a new suit or tuxedo. Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop on Clovis Avenue, just south of Old Town Clovis, has provided a wide selection of custom-tailored fine suits and accessories for over 25 years. Right now, get 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 ties, and a pair of shoes for only $199. Act now and get a 3rd suit for only $50 more. Stop by or call 559-298-6063 to schedule your fitting today at Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop.
Tune in to Heartland for the best in true country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country, the only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
This really is one of those feel-good shows, Heart of the Horse Therapy. It makes everyone feel good to see a child in needs, who has special needs, and even a veteran who suffers from, PTSD and any other kind of trauma suffered overseas during the course of, their time in Iraq or Vietnam or wherever. Guy Adams is here. He is the executive director. He's the founder. Glad you're here, Guy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Thank you
It's
for
good to
having
have
us.
you. Well, thank you very much. And am I right? This is kind of a feel-good story, right?
It is a feel-good story. Yeah, it makes me feel good. I know that.
Yeah, I know. It probably does every day. Hey, how many, are you guys open 5 days a week, 7 days a week? What is it?
We are open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays and Sundays by appointment only.
Oh, by appointment only.
Oh,
So
you
why
bet.
why not open 5 days a week, like Monday through Friday, let's say?
Well, like last Friday, we were at Children's Hospital working with amputees. We do a lot off the property as well as we do on the property.
Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what did you do at Children's besides work with amputees? Did you bring in the horses there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we brought our horses there to Children's Hospital.
Oh, okay.
We set up a huge round pen in the back. And
Really?
Yeah, and the kids come out with their rehab specialists, and we put them up on horses, teach them to move their bodies. We teach them to use left brain, right brain. The horse mimics a lot of natural stuff that we do when we walk, and so we're able to be able to do that and help them.
Okay, I want to roll a piece of videotape. It's called A Young Rider. Young Rider, no sound on this, we'll talk over it. And while we're looking at this video, I want you to explain to me how riding a horse, simply riding a horse, can help someone in therapy, whether it's mental, physical, emotional. How can just riding a horse help out?
Well, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this young man. He came to us from another ranch,
Sure.
and he's nonverbal. He doesn't drink out of a glass.
Okay.
And he drinks pretty much out of. He won't drink out of. He drinks out of the faucet at school. I mean, that's
Okay.
so his parents have a hard time getting water into him. But anyways, we worked with him. We figure out where his strengths are on the right brain, left brain. A child, when you look at them when they're up on the horse, you can tell where they pay attention to you from, if you're on one side or the other. So we work to a strong side. We got the first words out of this young man that he's ever spoke.
You're
And
kidding.
I kid you not. And now
What's his name?
Braden.
Okay.
And now Braden is learning to be able to drink out of a plastic bottle, and he's also learning to drink out of a cup. We don't do a lot of that with him, but matter of fact, that's just starting with him. But what he's doing right now is he's learning to control the horse. When he walks the horse, he's watching it, he keeps an eye on it. What this does is it gives him the confidence, so when he's on top of the horse, he knows he can control it.
Okay, and the horse is very friendly. And do you think the horse, I mean, we're not inside the horse's brain, we don't know what's going on, but do you think that these animals have a sense for what's going on with these children?
I'll give you a perfect example. We had a 27-year-old young man with special needs on one of our horses. The horse stopped, and one of my specialists said, "Guy, I can't get this horse to move." I said, "Check your rider." And they said, "We did." A couple seconds later, the young man went into a full-blown seizure, and the horse caught it way before any of us could. So yeah, they understand. And then when we put these children up on the horses, you can take a horse that might not necessarily be the best trail horse or best horse out in the, for taking out riding, but they understand that these kids are different.
So the horse almost, well, stopped, almost like a prediction of what is going to happen or about to happen, and as it was happening. Am I right about that?
You
You're
were
talking
very
about the
right.
seizure?
Yeah, the horse caught it. I would guesstimate a good 15 to 20 seconds before the young man had it.
Wow, that is really amazing. And that young boy that we just saw on that walking with the horse, what are his special needs?
Yeah, he's Down syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah, and that manifests itself in different. You can have a Down syndrome child who's smart as you and me, and then you can have one that's slower and it takes some time to learn things, or you can have them like Braden, who's very bright, and it takes time to get it out of him. A word, he'll sit there and think about it, and then he'll say go. after I
Right.
ask
It might just take a little bit more time to process
Exactly.
the information is
Exactly.
all it is. It doesn't mean that they're not with it. It just means that the brain is processing a little bit slower.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, let's roll another piece of videotape. It's called Horseback Therapy. Horseback Therapy. And talk a little bit about how many kids, I said thousands in the last 5 or 6 years. Is it hundreds or thousands? Here's another young child up on the horse there.
It's close to thousands. What we do is every half hour we have a new child come in. You want me to talk about this video?
You can.
Oh, okay, but every half hour we have a child come in. They do eight-week sessions. 8 weeks, we can get a lot out of them, and then they go back into rotation. The young man you're seeing right there, he started with us a few years back. Not only did we get his hips in socket, he has cerebral palsy.
Okay.
But Jack Hanna from Sons of the San Joaquin was up talking about him, and I'm going to do a little imitation of Jack. Jack says, well, will I ever see Adam walk? I don't know. And,
How old is he?
He is he's a freshman in high school now.
Okay.
But 2 years ago, he walked out on stage. We taught him to walk. We got his hips back, and this isn't pony rides. We are actually doing something for each and every one of these children to change their lives.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, from the average person just watching this, and you say, okay, it's just a pony ride. That's all it is. It's like going to the park and riding the ponies, or going to, the fair and riding the ponies.
Look at this young man sitting up on this horse. That's
Yeah.
Stellan. When
Yeah.
Stellan started with us, he couldn't sit up.
How is this therapy right here? How is that therapy?
That is-
Explain that.
Okay, well, right now what you're seeing is Gabby up there riding. Gabby doesn't talk much. We get her up there. We encourage her to speak before we make the horse move.
Okay.
Stellan, right here, that they were just putting up on the horse, when he started with us, he would literally fall forward. He couldn't sit up. Through movement of the horse and the way we set his stirrups and prop his body and then let it go. And I don't mean let it go so he falls. I'm talking about give him a place to go to, but not hold him up. It's just like life. If somebody's propping us up all the time, we're never going to be anything but that prop, but leaning on that prop. These children, through the movement of the horse, they start building muscle,
Okay.
and we're able to teach them to sit up. And we've done some amazing things. It's won us some amazing awards that just blow my mind.
Yeah, okay, we're talking to Guy Adams. He is the founder and the executive director of the Heart of the Horse Therapy. We're going to talk with him on the other side of the break. A lot more to come here on Connect with Me. 436-MeTV, option 11, if you want to call in and weigh in on today's wonderful feel-good program on Connect with Me. Today's program is also sponsored by Sam Suits and Tuxedos out of Clovis.
Revan is now on KBHF Channel 4.4.
Hi, I'm Joseph Castro, president of Fresno State. Here on campus and around the Central Valley, we take great pride in Bulldog Red. We also take pride in our diversity and our academic and athletic achievements. On Wednesday, May 10th, it will be my pleasure to join John Mallos on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno for a 1-hour interview to talk about all the great things happening at Fresno State. See you then.
Hello, my name is Renisa. I am the mother of an 8-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy that is high functioning with autism. My son Cameron's confidence has grown tremendously. For him to control the horse on his own makes him feel empowered. It makes him laugh that he can make Spanky do whatever he asks him to do. He loves to help brush him. He will help feed all the rest of the horses. He fights me in the beginning. He says he doesn't want to ride, but as soon as we get here, he goes right off on his own and he knows exactly what he's supposed to do. Ooh.
My name is Gabrielle and I'm 8 years old. I like to come to the ranch because I like riding the horses.
Why do you like to come and ride at Heart of the Horse there at the ranch?
Because I want to ride the horses.
Do you have fun when you ride the horses?
Yes,
Why do you have fun?
because I like to go around
How do you feel when you're riding with Spanky?
happy.
What a great story. So that family is...
That's the Yates family. They've unfortunately moved. They moved to Las Vegas.
Okay.
She met a gentleman and left the ranch and went to get married.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
good
But what a
stuff.
wonderful family, a wonderful
Yeah.
story. Now, but did both kids have special needs?
No, just the
one.
son. He's autistic.
Just the son. Okay.
Can
okay.
I tell you a little bit about
tell
how we
me
started?
about the Yates. Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you that we had a little girl with cerebral palsy come with her dad to buy a horse.
Oh, really? When was this?
Not for him. This is before we even thought of doing therapy.
Okay.
I was taking horses off the racetrack and teaching them to be trail horses.
Right.
So at that point, and this is going to make me sound horrible, but she wanted to ride the horse, and this horse was just off the racetrack, and I couldn't see how you could take and I'm going to use the word crippled child and put him on a horse. That was the furthest thing from my mind.
Right.
And then she wanted to pet the horse, but I was afraid her little wheelchair would scare him.
Okay.
And I felt guilty. So I went out and tried to buy a horse. And I found a horse that I couldn't afford. And that's the horse that young man was on. His name's Spanky.
Okay.
And I trained that horse just like I would one of my therapy dogs. I used everything that horse would see in a hospital situation. And I called that man and asked him if he'd bring his daughter back. Reluctantly, they drove here from Morgan Hill. He was pretty pissed at me. He didn't like the way I treated his daughter, which I thought I was being safe. And I had a couple guys from church come out, and we put that little girl with cerebral palsy up on that horse. And as I watched her sit up, this little girl went from humped over in her wheelchair to pushing herself to sit up. And her physical disposition, along with her mental disposition, right in front of us just changed.
Instantly. Yeah.
Instantly, rosy face, wide-eyed, sitting up. And when we moved that horse and I watched this explosion of happiness overcome her, I almost broke out and cried. I'm not a crying man, but I would say that that tear that I almost shed that day was the last bit of ice on this cold heart. And when I went home that night, I told my wife, I said, we are going to start a therapy ranch. And we needed a young man to start with, and so the Yates family volunteered to come down and let us work with their son.
Okay.
And we started working with him, and that's how the Heart of the Horse began.
Right. I touched on it briefly in my monologue, not in detail like you did, but that's where the idea was sparked.
Yes.
And that little girl's father was upset with you. How did he feel after?
He was excited for a while, then he was upset with me because I wouldn't sell him the horse.
You wouldn't sell him now. Does he still live in Morgan Hill?
Yes, they still live in Morgan Hill.
Do they come back and forth?
No,
they
that
don't.
was a one-time deal. I haven't talked to him since.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if he knows about what you're doing now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I texted him a couple times and never heard back from him.
You never heard back?
No.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of airplay and radio and stuff over in the Bay Area, KTVU and such. You know.
Why is that?
Because of what we do.
Really?
We're working with children from all over the state. You know,
it's not just here in the Central Valley.
No.
People come from where?
Los Banos, Porterville, the Bay Area. There's ranches that do what we do all over California, but for some reason people have latched onto us, you know, and it's got us, like I say, all kinds of awards. We've received an award that's pretty exclusive to doctors through First Five Fresno County, Hands-On Hero Award for Wellness. You know, to professionals. And I'm not a professional. I don't even have a high school diploma.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
James Lick High, San Jose, California.
And you dropped out?
I dropped out right after wrestling season, you bet.
Because?
I lived on my own for 4 years. I had an apartment my freshman year. I started a business cleaning other businesses and just doing what I could to survive. And, you know, just after a while, I'd had enough.
All right, roll another piece of videotape. It's Ride on Bandit. I want to roll that videotape called Ride on Bandit. And let me explain to the viewing audience here as we're looking at this video, the Heart of the Horse Therapy, you guys are teamed up with a number of organizations and programs here in the Central Valley like Break the Barriers.
You bet.
That's one. Valley Children's, you already mentioned that. You do that every what day?
Well, not every. We do
Every
it
week, once a
sparingly.
week?
Oh, no, not
Okay.
that much.
All
A
right.
few times a year.
A few times a year.
Yeah.
You're partners with VA Hospital of Central California and the Down Syndrome Association of Central California. Is that
That's
right?
right,
All
yeah.
those organizations are kind of partnered with you, or you're aligned with them to
The
a certain
VA,
extent?
not so much anymore. We used to have Ramey Sanchez from the VA on our board of directors.
Okay.
She has moved on and married somebody.
Okay.
And, you know, so we don't have a direct link with the VA, but we're hoping to soon.
All right. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Guy Adams, Heart of the Horse Therapy.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I've just caught about 5 to 10 minutes of this and wanted to know if they work with children that have Dandy Walker syndrome.
You know what?
I have
Oh, go ahead. Tell me a little more about it.
I have a daughter that they said would never walk or talk.
Caller, let me interrupt you right there. You need to mute the sound on your TV set, okay?
Oh, I'm listening to you. I'm watching you guys as I'm talking to
No,
you.
you need to turn the sound down.
Okay, I am.
Turn it down, please.
Is that better?
Yeah. Is it all the way down?
Yes.
Okay, you need to listen to us on the phone and not the TV, otherwise we get too much feedback. But go ahead.
I have a daughter that they said would never walk or talk or move, and I was just telling my mom that I wanted to get her into horse therapy, and the services you guys provide are a blessing. She is getting familiar with a lot of different things in our environment, and that has to do with sensory issues. I just like to know, where do we sign up?
Well, you give us a phone call. Can I give her the phone number over there?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What you'll do is you'll call area code 559-297-7100 and just leave a message because Carrie's not there right now. Actually, today's our day off.
Want to repeat that phone number one more time?
Yes, 559-297-7100. Now, we have 70 families on our waiting list. Sometimes it can take up to 8 months to get in. But if there's a time of day that that no one can take, you might move straight up to the front of the line. So yeah, and we would love to work with your daughter.
Are you there,
Oh,
caller?
thank you. Yes, I'm right here. I'm watching you guys on TV.
Okay. Did you get the? Were you able?
Just thank you, and God bless you. Thank you for everything that you do for those kids.
Well,
My
thank
goodness.
you. God
Caller,
bless.
caller, were you able to get the phone number okay?
Yes, 297-7100. Got it memorized.
That's it. Thank you.
Right. And tell us a little bit more about your child.
Her name is Mia Moriah, and they call her Mighty Mia because she's overcome so many obstacles. But variant Dandy Walker syndrome is basically the right and the left connector is missing a tiny variant. So with sensory, coordination skills, organizational skills, motor skills, fine motor skills, I mean, she has a lot of different diagnoses, one of them being hypotonia. She does gymnastics, and she's very limber. But I know that she is a mighty force, and just all these services like the one that you provide are just a blessing. They all coincide with one another.
You bet.
Yeah. And where does your daughter go now for therapy?
She goes to Valley Children's. She's been at Valley Children's since she was 6 months old.
Okay.
And they're amazing over there. They are amazing. Occupational and physical therapy, Charlie Mitchell Clinic, Dr. Souza, they're all amazing, a godsend. And especially the gals at my little gym out here in Fresno, Teacher Allie, Teresa, they've worked with my daughter since she was about 7 months old. And she's going to be 4 in June. June 3rd, she'll be 4.
Yeah, you go to the outpatient center at Valley Children's, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dana is her therapist. She went to Bob and Christina. Now she's with Dana and Janice, and they are amazing.
No, I know all those people over there because my daughter has been going there. Although she hasn't gone. She's been going out there for 10 years because my daughter has some special needs as well. So I know all those folks out there at Valley Children's, the outpatient center. So my daughter has been going there since the age of 2.
And how old is she now? Do you mind me asking?
No, she's 13, almost 14. But she stopped going about 6 months ago because she's got into yoga and bar and some other therapy. And I know Dana. I know Dana out there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just thankful for all these people and services and just, you know.
How old is your daughter now, ma'am?
She's going to be 4 on June the 3rd. She was diagnosed at 6 months old.
Okay.
And she completely coded while I was breastfeeding her, and they did every test on her possible. And we found out that it was variant Dandy Walker syndrome, along with she's in the beginning stages of autism, the high functioning, and there's another one that I can't even pronounce correctly.
Okay.
But I know that God is on our side, and she's
Amen.
resilient and amazing, and they call her Mighty Mia. That's for sure. She is mighty.
Well, listen, as your daughter gets older, it's going to get better. Believe me, I thought the worst too when my daughter was really young. But as she grows older and gets into the teen years, she'll function a lot better. I can almost guarantee it.
No, I see that. Her little personality, her likes, her dislikes, her ability, what she's able to do, and even what she's not willing to do, and you just give her a little push, and she's good to go.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's nice of you to call, and thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You got it. Take care. All right.
Bye-bye.
The number here, 436-ME-TV, option 11, if you want to call in and weigh in on the program today. Today, the program is sponsored by Sam's Suits and Tuxedos, located in Clovis.
There's nothing better than showing up to your next big event in a new suit or tuxedo. Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop on Clovis Avenue, just south of Old Town Clovis, has provided a wide selection of custom-tailored fine suits and accessories for over 25 years. Right now, get 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 ties, and a pair of shoes for only $199. Act now and get a 3rd suit for only $50 more. Stop by or call 559-298-6063 to schedule your fitting today at Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop.
The following is a list of celebrities you will not see on MeTV programs. Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, Snooki, Paris Hilton, Perez Hilton, Honey Boo Boo, Justin Bieber, Simon Cowell, Chris Brown, Miley Cyrus, and the Real Housewives of any place. This is who you will see on MeTV programs. Lucy, Ralph, Mary, Perry, Gilligan, Kenner, Spock, Batman, Rowdy, Festus, and the Beaver. MeTV. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Joseph Castro, president of Fresno State. Here on campus and around the Central Valley, we take great pride in Bulldog Red. We also take pride in our diversity and our academic and athletic achievements. On Wednesday, May 10th, it will be my pleasure to join John Mallos on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno for a 1-hour interview to talk about all the great things happening at Fresno State. See you then.
Back here on the program, Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. So glad you're here. 436 MeTV option 11. We have an open phone line, Heart of the Horse Therapy, if you've never heard of them. Well, Guy Adams is here. Him and his wife founded this place 5-6 years ago. It's located out at Clovis at Fowler and Clinton, right?
The Veterans Home is at Fowler and Clinton.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and we are east of Clovis. We really don't give the address out until you've made an appointment to come, because we are by appointment only.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And so let's roll the videotape again on Ride on Bandit and explain what's going on here in this piece of video when it comes up. We played this just a little bit before the phone call, of course, that came in. But the situation is what with this young child?
This is Braden again. This is the one we were talking about when we first started. He's got Down syndrome. With him, we're teaching him to speak. You'll notice the horse will, when he does start moving, the horse will move for a while, then the horse will stop.
Wow.
We're asking him for words. Right now, right there, I'm asking him to tell the horse to go, or, we'll ask him to tell the horse to stop. It's just different ways of getting him to work. And
who are these people around the horse?
Those are volunteers, everything from retirees to Fresno State. We have about 70 Fresno State volunteers. The young lady with the tie-dye, she is a high school volunteer that comes with her for our ROP. Now, we are an all-volunteer staff. We give everything to the Heart of the Horse except for $1,600 a month. That's what my wife and I live off of.
So you live off of $1,600 a month that you take from the nonprofit, and the rest goes back into the organization.
Amen. God is good, and I'm not getting any skinnier. Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something as you say that. Now wait a second. Before I ask you that, I can see this young child here, this young boy riding the horse. How can you tell if he is enjoying it? How can you tell?
You know, every child's different. Some are stoic. He is very stoic.
Okay.
He doesn't show a lot of reactions. But see right there, he's listening to me. Where we couldn't see, he's talking. I'm giving
he's
him
talking to you.
Yes, I'm giving him direction.
Okay.
And when he says a word, high five, and that's what allows that horse to move. Without stimulation and without doing what we ask him, the horse stands there.
Is that what this is all about? Is it stimulating the brain? Because, like I mentioned earlier, my daughter went to therapy for years out at Valley Children's. It was all about movement and stimulating the brain, because the brain is what controls your movements.
It is. It's all about movement. We use different types of horses. We use an Arab horse. It's got a forward back movement, and that's more for building muscle mass for kids that don't have a strong core. We use the quarter horse that has the John Travolta swagger. We use Pasafinos that have a very smooth gait, but with just a slight pull of the lead rope, we'll get their withers to pop, and we can get endorphins to fire. And we use the thoroughbred. They have a long stretching walk, and with just a certain way of running the rope on them. Also, You can get a shoulder wobble, and it's all about movement. Movement
and stimulation is so important
You bet.
with these kids. I noticed that with my daughter too, although she never went out to your place. But so how are these kids and the veterans, especially with PTSD, how are they helped emotionally and mentally? That's just as important as the physical part.
It is. The veterans, I won't name any names, but PTSD and TBI, traumatic brain injury, they mask themselves in different ways. We can have a soldier, and it could be a man or a woman, who can't cope with everyday things like going to the store. Or we can have one that in a moment is brought to tears. Everybody hears about these guys that they think someone with PTSD is a bloodthirsty killer, and they're not. PTSD manifests itself in so many ways, and it's just basically a breakdown, a mental breakdown that just makes them not feel the way they used to. And it's our job to show them happiness, to show them movement, to stimulate the brain. We also bring in the VVA. We keep a VVA member on our board of directors. That's Vietnam Veterans of America. Vietnam Veterans of America helps us bring in World War II, Korean War vets. We have rap sessions where these guys learn that, you know, just because you have demons from the PTSD or alcohol or drugs, you can get over it, because a lot of these men and women, they have successful businesses. They have lives that allow them to raise wives or kids and have wives and stay married. You know, it's a long road to hoe, but it can be done, you know.
Okay, let's roll another piece of videotape. It's called The Horses. The Horses. It runs a couple of minutes long. We'll play it out until the end here. And the horses come from where? Do you own the horses?
Yes.
You do. How many do you have altogether?
Right now we have 19.
You have 19 horses,
19
and you purchased
horses.
all of them?
No, they're all donated.
Oh, they're donated?
They're donated or rescued.
Okay.
During the rough fire, we got a call from the County Board of Supervisors, asked us if we'd set up a rescue, and we started rescuing horses from the rough fire, 52 to be exact,
Wow.
and placing them in other ranches. None of them came to our ranch, though. But we've relieved rescues of their horses. And
you train them?
Yes. Every horse is retooled. I'm not a horse trainer.
And what horse is this?
That's Lucy.
Okay.
Now, Lucy and Bandit have been in elevators.
All right.
They've done last right visitations to people in hospitals. They're amazing horses. You know, horses can be
almost
trained.
like a miniature horse here, huh?
It is a
looks
mini.
like.
Yeah.
It is a mini, right?
It's a mini. Yeah, she's actually a dwarf.
Okay. Okay. How old?
She's about 22.
Wow, that old? And she's going to live how old? How long, I mean?
You know, the average is about 25, 26 years.
Okay, so
But-
she's getting up there in years.
Yeah, we actually have a horse that's close to 40.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this one here?
That's Czar. Czar is a rescue, and
So it's like having a rescue dog.
yeah, exactly.
Same thing.
And when I say rescue, everyone thinks starving horse, injured horse. He wasn't really starving or injured.
No, but
he
some
just
may have
needed.
been.
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot of them have been, but not that one. This horse right here is Lily. Lily's been with us since she was 6 months old, and she is now 5, and she is starting her career as a therapy horse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the stories go on and on with these horses too. We had a horse that
Right.
came to us blind, paralyzed in the face from starvation.
You're kidding.
3 months into it, she laid down and had a baby. No one even knew she was pregnant. It was amazing.
Yeah. What got you into this? Why? I mean, I know you told the story of the little girl, but even with that story, you didn't have to do this.
No.
Why?
You know what? I believe God gives us all a purpose. I grew up a hellion in San Jose.
Meaning?
I was always in trouble. I've been stabbed 3 times in the back, shot in the leg, eyeball tore out of my head.
All right. Were you a gangbanger
That's
or
right.
what?
Basically, yes.
were.
My mom threw me out at the age of 15. I had to learn to fend for myself. And when we lost everything, and that's how we got on that ranch.
How'd you lose everything?
We owned a couple homes. We owned an air conditioning heating company. We ran a ministry of helping gangbangers learn a way of life and getting them off the streets. And between 2008 and 2010, the story's just like a lot of other people. People started bankrupting on us, and next thing I knew, I didn't have a contractor's license, and we were done. And by the grace of God, in prayer with the lady who owns the property, we ended up on the property.
The property where the heart of the horse therapy
where the heart
is
of the horse
located
therapy
now.
ranch is, yes, sir.
Okay, so you ended up there how?
I actually went to fix the barn lights, and
Okay, you don't own the property, right?
No, we lease it.
Okay, go ahead with
No.
your story.
So I went to go fix the lights. I get done, and I call Vicki. I tell her, your leaser is bailing on you. And we got to talking, and she says, I feel good about you and your wife. Why don't you guys take over the ranch? And through a lot of prayer and just money showing up from nowhere after prayer,
Yeah.
we started the ranch.
And how much money do you take in a year?
A couple hundred to 300,000.
And it all goes back into the
every
dime except for $1,600. Now you could take more. Why don't you take a couple of thousand a month?
I don't think that's what God wants us to do.
Okay.
I feel that we are happy.
Okay.
And my purpose in life has changed.
Yeah.
My purpose is not to line the pockets of my pockets with money.
Right.
I am
Don't
happy.
you want to go on a nice vacation sometime?
We do.
Oh, okay.
We do. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. We go 4 times a year.
Okay.
And we stay in Pebble Beach.
Oh, okay.
And everyone's going, what? Pebble Beach? We pay $50 a night. We sleep in the horse trailer, and we ride 30 miles of trails in Pebble Beach.
Right.
And then I have a board member that sends us on a vacation in August.
Oh, great.
And so, I mean, we're not hurting for anything.
No,
We're
you're
not
living a good life, right?
We're living a good life.
All right, let's roll a videotape. It's called Bandit. I'm assuming this is one of the horses.
Yeah.
Bandit?
Bandit.
Roll Bandit. We'll take a look at Bandit here as, Guy Adams living at the top of the mountain right now and not making a whole lot of money, but going on vacation 4 times a year and having a good time with these kids and these veterans. Heart of the Horse Therapy. There's Bandit right there. What's Bandit's story?
Bandit came to us through a volunteer. Bandit was a professional trail trials horse.
Okay.
And he is right now our top dog, #1 therapy horse.
Is that right?
Yeah.
By request? Do people request him?
No, they're not allowed to request which horse we're using.
Is that right? So who determines that?
I do.
And how do you determine that?
Okay, if this gentleman sitting out here had brain trauma and you were missing a leg and I wanted to put you on a horse, I have to put you on a horse that's going to be able to take different cues when I teach you to ride. And Bandit right there, even though he's hard to get to the round pen because he wants to eat all that grass that we haven't had in years, he's had kids that have missing limbs on him. He's had kids with brain trauma. He's had kids that have learned to ride. Now, not every child learns to ride on their own, but some do. And when they do, I have to have a horse that's going to perform for them. So when I call that horse with 3 clucks, or I give the hand movements to call him in,
yep.
While I'm telling you what to do verbally, he's got to learn to do it. If I'm asking you to drive your leg into his left side and I push to the right, he better move to the right.
Yeah, man. We have a lot more videos to show. Got about 15 minutes left. If you want to call in at 436-MeTV option 11, feel free. We have an open line. Sam Suits and Tuxedos, the sponsor today. Back in just a moment.
There's nothing better than showing up to your next big event in a new suit or tuxedo. Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop on Clovis Avenue, just south of Old Town Clovis, has provided a wide selection of custom-tailored fine suits and accessories for over 25 years. Right now, get 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 ties, and a pair of shoes for only $199. Act now and get a 3rd suit for only $50 more. Stop by or call 559-298-6063 to schedule your fitting today at Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop.
You can find movies on over-the-air channel 13.3. Movies. Our name says it all.
Back here with our guest today. Let's roll the videotape. Dogs on the ranch. I want to know what this video is. Do you have dogs on the ranch?
We do. We have 3.
All right, roll it.
Actually, we have 4.
Roll it. Here's one of them.
This is Dottie.
All right. And what do the dogs do? Do they help with therapy?
They do. Some just basically doing what she's doing right there. She'll come and sit in a child's lap. This dog is a part Jack Russell, part McNabb, so she likes to herd the kids around.
Okay.
She's probably not the very best dog for what we do, but she does really good. She's a little hyper. And then we have 2 other dogs. We have, actually we have 3, but one doesn't live at the ranch. Lives with my in-laws. And yeah, the dogs they do visitation. They can calm a child down that's afraid to get on a horse for the first time.
Sure.
You know, they all have their, we've had kids that are afraid of animals, afraid of dogs like Daisy there. So if I have a child that's afraid of a dog, I'll get them used to it, maybe not to pet it, but when they're on the horse, they can call Daisy, and Daisy will come. They can tell Daisy to sit. They can tell Daisy to heel. All of a sudden, they realize they are controlling the dog from the top of a 1,400-pound animal. And after a while, when they come off, they can give that dog a hug. I'll give you a scenario. Down Syndrome Society, Denise Allshouse came to me and said, we have a lot of snake oil salesmen coming through here trying to take money from our special needs families. I'm going to give you
Really?
Oh yeah.
You're talking about the Down Syndrome Society.
Yeah. Well,
they're trying to rip them off.
No. Well, there's a lot of people that come out and they're trying to make money off kids with special needs, and they're not doing nothing for them.
That's the same.
So Denise
scenario.
started the Down Syndrome Society. She doesn't run it anymore,
Yeah.
but she came to me and she says, "I want to know that you're doing what you say you're going to do." She says, "I have a daughter with Down syndrome. She's deathly afraid of dogs. I'm going to give you X amount of time," which was like 3 months, to get her daughter to be able to pet a dog.
You got 3 months.
3 months. Took me less than 30 minutes.
Wow.
And she was hugging on Daisy the pit bull.
Yeah.
And we've had children that look totally normal. I had this one child, I won't say his name, but his mom came to us and said, when we drive by a car and they got a dog in it, he almost goes out the other door.
Yeah.
So we had to teach him.
Let's roll the videotape. It's called Brushing. I want to look at the videotape called Brushing. I'm assuming that you guys take very good care of these animals. They're well fed, they're well groomed. And who does that? Do you do that, or do you have hired help? Not hired help, but volunteers?
Volunteers, yeah. Volunteers do all the grooming, very rare do we have any of the kids do it.
Yeah.
Our insurance is so high because we work with the medically fragile.
Yeah, imagine it is high.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Guy Adams. We'll stay on this videotape here and continue to look at what's going on. Caller?
Yes, Guy, let me ask you a question. Who makes the best handlers as far as with the horses and, of course, with the dogs? It seems like the women. But, I mean, horses are just like humans. They want that love and who takes care of them. Is it true that the women have a better feel of the animals than the men do? That's really what I want to know. Thank you.
Well, interesting that he should say that as we're looking at a female here, brushing down a horse and taking care of him and, working on the grooming aspect of it.
Well, here's my take on it. Women are more in tune with horses. Women like horses more than men.
That's
just the way
why?
It is. I couldn't tell you. I love horses. My wife loves horses. In high school, she had horses.
Don't you love horses?
I love horses. Yeah. No, I love horses.
As much as your wife?
Almost.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, it seems to be that more women love horses than men. I don't know if it's that the horse loves women or over men. I think anybody who treats an animal with a heavy hand shouldn't have them. But a horse is a big animal, and women tend to be a little more gentle. So I don't know. Maybe they do prefer the women more.
Yeah.
It's not an easy question to answer. But you know, our volunteers are about 99.9% women.
Okay, so maybe they do a better job of caring for the animals.
Yeah.
Maybe they have more compassion. Maybe they're a little more gentle than the men are.
That could be, but we just don't get male volunteers.
Right. Okay. Let's roll a videotape. It's called Helmets and Equipment, and there's a lot of equipment out there. And every child or even an adult that gets on a horse, do you have to wear a helmet?
You bet. Everybody wears.
Even a former veteran.
Yes. Everybody wears a helmet.
Everybody,
everybody,
including a veteran,
including the veterans.
Okay.
If you're riding on one of our horses, you wear a helmet.
Is that part of the insurance contract that you have?
That's just part of safety. That's a long way to fall, especially with somebody that already has a traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
Like a veteran, we can't take the chance. You know, safety is our first priority.
How many can you work with at one time? How many appointments, say, like today you're open, how many appointments would you have today at the most?
15.
15, and they're all separate, they're not
all
together,
separate. No,
right?
yes, every half hour, boom, boom, boom.
So the therapy lasts how long?
1/2 hour.
A half an hour. So you have 15 per day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and
on Saturday and Sunday we don't. We probably have 9.
Okay, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We do about 50 riders a week.
All right. All right. Now, do the riders, do the participants, do the children, do they pay anything?
No.
It's free of charge.
It's free of charge. We have a suggested $150 donation for 8 sessions.
Okay. If they can't afford that, then what?
Then they don't pay us anything. We've like I said, we're not into it for the money. We're into it to actually help people.
Okay, so where let's roll the videotape on hoof care, because we're running out of time here. I want to get all these videos in. Hoof care, more maintenance as far as the horse is concerned. Where does your money come from?
People writing checks. Donations.
No grants, state or federal.
No, we don't get no state or federal grants. Unfortunately, there's been a couple therapy ranches in the past that have kind of blown that for everybody in this area. Just not doing, if you came to me and said, here's $10,000, I need you to buy alfalfa with it, or it's for horse medical care, and I go out and buy new tires for my truck, I'm not honoring what you asked me to do with it.
I understand.
And that's just, and that's the way some of our monies come, with stipulations. And people have just blown it. And we've done everything that we can. If somebody comes up and says, here's X amount of money for horse hooves, that money goes directly to horse hooves.
Yeah. Okay, and so we're checking out the horse's hoofs here, cleaning those hoofs out. And what's the status now? You got $26,000 for this vet's home that you want to build out. That's a separate location.
Yeah, let me tell you about that. What that is Bob Gallo and I struck up a conversation through the VVA, Vietnam Veterans of America, to help veterans with PTSD, veterans with traumatic brain injury, and homeless vets to have a place to live.
While you're talking about that, I want to roll another piece of videotape called Stable. Go ahead with the story.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get as many contractors as we can. Right now, Bondadelli Homes is willing to partner up with us, and we're going to rehab this mansion that's on this 3 acres. And these veterans that will get to live there will get ag-based job training. So they'll be able to learn what's important to the Central Valley and become part of what's important to the Central Valley, then that's ag. And then these veterans will be our workforce. While they live there, they will help us with veterans that have more severe disabilities.
These are some of your horses here, by the way, that we're looking at in the stables. Go ahead.
Yeah, so with the help of the vets, other vets helping vets, we've had great success.
Yeah. Yeah, and these are your stables here. Were these specially built, these stables, or were they already there?
They were already there.
Okay.
Yeah, this ranch was a Pasofino ranch for 25 years. They sold Pasofinos all over the world. Pasofino is a great smooth riding breed that the rich people love because they say your bubbly drinks won't overflow.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. So they're enjoying the sun out there.
Yeah.
And they get so on days off. What do the horses do? Do they rest?
They rest. Yeah. They stand around and.
You bathe them?
Oh yeah, they get bathed. Our horses have to be bathed because we have kids that get sick and that are sick that come, and we don't want other kids to catch what other kids have. It's very clinical as much as we can be for having a ranch.
All right, I want to roll another piece of videotape. This one is called Saddles, but I wanted to roll the other one that's called Ranch because that's the one you were talking about with the veterans, right? And is it? This piece of videotape here, this is the separate location here?
No, this is our ranch.
Oh, this is the Heart of the Horse
This
Therapy.
is the Heart of the Horse Therapy
Okay,
ranch.
okay. Because you were talking about the separate location with the veterans. This is
Yeah.
not it. This is where
No,
the therapy actually
This is where you come for therapy.
Okay, this is the road that you drive up to get
Mhm.
there, and about a minute and a half. Okay, we've seen this. Let's go back to the saddles just real quick if we can. And we jumped the gun there a little bit, but that's okay. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
So-
the saddles, what we do with saddles, you'll notice some with horns on them, some without. We don't ever want a child that can't sit up properly to fall forward onto a horn.
Different saddles for different
saddles.
people.
So if you look at that saddle
Am I
I'm
right?
carrying right there, yeah, there's no horn on it. It's safe for a child to go forward. Not that we're going to let them fall forward.
Right.
But they can lean forward and.
Right, and a child's saddle's different than, say, for somebody that's maybe a veteran.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, good luck, Guy.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it very much, and you come back again. I appreciate it.
We'd love to, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Talk
always-
about what's going on.
Maybe if this lady calls us and gets her child on board, maybe we'll do a before and after type thing.
Yeah, give out your phone number one more time real quick.
Okay, it's 559-297-7100, or heartofthehorses.org. Heartofthehorses.org.
All right, got it. Guy Adams, thank you so much. 436-MeTV option 11 if you want to leave a message. Tomorrow, Doug Begum. Have a great day. See you back here on Wednesday morning.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
There's nothing better than showing up to your next big event in a new suit or tuxedo. Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop on Clovis Avenue, just south of Old Town Clovis, has provided a wide selection of custom-tailored fine suits and accessories for over 25 years. Right now, get 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 ties, and a pair of shoes for only $199. Act now and get a 3rd suit for only $50 more. Stop by or call 559-298-6063 to schedule your fitting today at Sam's Men's Suits and Tuxedo Shop.
If you have a need to promote your business or event, please consider MeTV Fresno for your next campaign. MeTV reaches over 100,000 of your potential customers in the Fresno area every single week. Plus, you can rest assured that your commercial is running in the greatest family-friendly programs of all time. MeTV Fresno delivers a strong, loyal audience ready to buy, and your campaign will cost a fraction of what you're paying for your advertising now. Call me today to find out how affordable MeTV is at 905-1925.
Hi, I'm Joseph Castro, president of Fresno State. Here on campus and around the Central Valley, we take great pride in Bulldog Red. We also take pride in our diversity and our academic and athletic achievements. On Wednesday, May 10th, it will be my pleasure to join John Mallos on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno for a 1-hour interview